Hello, my name is Bill Procopio. I'm a retired engineer from Boeing Satellite Systems in El Segundo, California, and I live in Rancho Palos Verdes, California. I'm going to demonstrate the use of two of the three types of modulated short delay effects, which is flanger and chorus. And then I'm going to explain how the functions work and why I chose to configure them the way I did. The chorus effect is used to enrich, sometimes stated as thickened, or make wide the incoming signal and create the impression that multiple instruments or voices are being played in unison. The chorus effect delays and modifies the original signal. The delay time is modulated or phase shifted, and I'll explain that, with a low frequency oscillator. The chorus output is the mix of the delayed modulated signal with the original dry signal. So we have the input, we have the delay function, we have the low frequency oscillator, we have initial fixed delay, in this case 40 milliseconds, and we have an intensity function, and then we have an output for the mix of the wet and dry. Now, when I was talking about phase shifting, if I have an initial fixed delay of 40 milliseconds, what that means is that my copy of my delayed voice is centered here 40 milliseconds away from the original. The low frequency oscillator operating from 0 to 20 hertz modulates that oscillation back and forth at the rate of that's set for the LFO. The intensity determines the amount of oscillation back and forth. The effect is from this is like a train. If the train is coming toward you, the pitch increases. If the train is moving away from you, the pitch decreases. The rate of the oscillation and the depth are usually set opposite, that is high and low. Otherwise, the result will be strange and kind of unnatural. The flanger effect is like a chorus effect with the addition, however, of feedback and a shorter initial delay. So it might be like 20 milliseconds as opposed to 40 milliseconds. While you can set the flanger to sound very much like a chorus, that is with no feedback, the flanger's feedback loop increases the intensity of the flanger sound and creates a distinct underwater and whoosh sound. So I have called up Logic Pro 9, and I have pre-configured it with a small segment of violin playing, along with two effects, which for right now are in bypass mode, chorus and then flanger. And I've set them to the default settings. To begin, we'll listen to the violin playing without any effect applied to it. Now what we'll do is we'll enable the chorus, because that's what we're going to demonstrate first, at the default setting. So we go out of bypass. So you can immediately sense that the sound has widened from essentially a monaural sound into something more stereoscopic. I'm going to modify the settings so that we can begin to get more of a multiple instrument sound. You begin to get the sense of another instrument. But it sounds a little out of tune. So I'll take the rate down. And then I'm going to increase the mix. Now this is flanger. But now watch what happens when I modify the feedback. Beginning to get this whooshing underwater sound until it's quite weird. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you taking the time to review my lesson.